Hi friend, so today's video is a much anticipated one. Well, I don't know how anticipated it is, but it is a video I've been talking about making for the last couple of months now, where I share the curriculum picks for my fourth grader. So my videos here at Born for Homeschool, I like to keep them pretty concise. I know that as a busy mom myself, and then as just a fellow homeschooler, I know that time is pretty precious. And you usually only have a certain amount of time that you can watch a video like this and get ideas and information. But it's really hard sometimes to, there's just so much that goes into curriculum picks, especially this year. And so I will try to be as brief as possible while still making sense as to why I've chosen different things or why we're doing certain things this year. So I hope it all makes sense. If there's something that I kind of breeze over and you want more information about it, or you're just curious about, why we're doing it that way, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer questions. I'm happy to go into more detail, but I'd like to keep this just a brief overview of my curriculum picks for my fourth grader. So I am using the curriculum plan page in my planner. This is the Well-Ordered Homeschool 2023-2024 planner. And I just did a video where I showed you, the first video I did where I talked all about why I chose this planner. The second video I did where I showed you all of the insides of this planner and just how amazing it is. But if you watch those videos, you know that there's something that I don't love about this planner, and that is the curriculum plan page. And so what I did to make it work for me and our homeschool, I just took some whiteout and I used whiteout over all of the subjects, and I just filled in the page and used the page to meet my needs and to work well for our homeschool. So you will notice that the subjects are handwritten in for this page for our curriculum plan. But I'm going to start here with the subjects. I have English, which I've broken down into reading, writing, spelling, and grammar. And then we have math. Then we have social studies, which is broken down into geography, history, and civics. Next, I have science. And after that is physical development, which I have broken down into safety, health, and physiology, physical education. And then next is foreign language. This year, I'm planning to do a foreign language in our homeschool, so I've noted that. Next is fine arts, which we have music and art there under that. And then I have Bible, and then last, I have life skills. So let's talk about English, and the first subject that I have written down, the first curriculum that I have listed here for reading. So as we were finishing up our last school year, I was noticing that Emma was still struggling with reading. And there were some times that she wouldn't struggle at all. And I was really surprised at her ability and at her ease of reading. But there were some times that I noticed that she was struggling in the actual mechanics of reading and comprehension and that sort of thing. And so I did a lot of research at the end of last year, middle to end of last year, to figure out what I wanted to do this coming school year when it comes to reading for her. And after a lot of research, I found the curriculum all about reading. And we are doing level 2. We did a placement test, and this seems to be where I want to start with her for reading this coming school year. So for reading this coming school year, Emma will be doing all about reading level 2. In fact, we just did a test lesson just a few days ago, and it went really well. So I'm really excited about that. Also, I picked up this phonics pathways from a fellow homeschooling mama who just used it for her children in going over phonics. And I think that there really is some additional instruction and additional skills needed for Emma to make reading easier and to give her the tools that she needs to be more effective and efficient and to enjoy reading. So that's the goal here. Next is the subject of writing and spelling. And I've combined both writing and spelling. I'm not going to do a separate spelling this coming school year because she will be doing a writing class in our co-op. She will be using the All Things Fun and Fascinating curriculum to learn writing and to be writing this coming school year. So she will be doing a lot of writing, excuse me. She'll be doing a lot of reading and writing, but she'll be doing a lot of writing this year, and so I'm not going to have her do a separate spelling this coming school year. I really want her to focus on reading and writing. So for the next subject, which is grammar, we are finishing up level 2 of the first language lessons for the well-trained mind. And Emma only has about 20 lessons left or so in this book. It's actually less than 20, it's more like 18. But the next level, which would be level 3 of the first language lessons, really seems to be quite the step up in you start diagramming sentences and there's a student workbook that you work through. And I don't want her to be focused on grammar as much this year. She'll get some grammar when it comes to the IEW writing class. She'll have some grammar instruction there. And so we will do some grammar, but I don't know that we will go to the next level in our grammar book. So the next subject is math. And this year, Emma will be working through Saxon Math 5-4. And if you want more information or details about Saxon Math, I have an entire video dedicated to an overview of Saxon Math and how it works, why we use it in our homeschool, and all of that sort of thing. So I'll put a link if you're interested in getting more of the details of Saxon Math. But this is the math that Emma will be using this coming school year. And I'm really excited for her to be able to do it a little bit more on her own and to be working a little bit more independently this year. I'll be reading the textbook with her, but I also have the Saxon Teacher CD, and she'll be able to play that and watch a teacher work through the problem, and it will walk her through the steps of the problem, and it will be a resource and a help for her that she doesn't have to wait for me on. So the next subjects that we have here are social studies. And for social studies, we have geography, history, and civics. So even though I have all of these subjects listed out for curriculum planning purposes, for me just to organize things in my mind a little bit better, I don't do every single subject every single year. So for geography and history, both of those subjects Emma will be studying this year using the Story of the World. This is volume 2, the Middle Ages, that we will be working through this school year. This is both geography, this has a lot of geography and a lot of history. It's the history book. So this is the history that we will be going through. And again, that's something that will be covered in co-op this year. We will be reading the textbook and doing different projects and homework and things for history and geography in our home. And then we will be meeting once a week in a co-op setting for, activities and other sorts of things for the history class. So that will be what she's doing this year. And as far as civics, we will not be doing a curriculum per se for civics this year. Next year is an election year here where we live in the United States. And so I am anticipating that we will be doing more in-depth and maybe even a unit study or some such thing next year when it comes to elections. I'm also kind of planning that we're doing some sort of American history next year or US history. So we're not going to be focusing on civics this year. So next is science, and in co-op, Emma will be part of a zoology class. She will be covering Zoology 1 with the Apologia's Flying Creatures of the Fifth Day, and I'm really excited about that. At the end of last year, I was really learning more about the things that she enjoys and the subjects that she really loves, and science and is one of her favorites. So next is physical development. I have safety, health and physiology, and physical education under physical development. So every year we're required to cover fire safety. Last year we went through the Good and the Beautiful safety course, which was excellent. We did it in a really fun format. So if you're interested in that, I can share more about that. So we're not going to do another safety curriculum this coming school year. We will probably do a unit study on fire safety, participate in some local fire safety instructions and that sort of thing, but there's not going to be a specific safety curriculum that we will walk through this coming school year. Also, the same with health and physiology. I'm not planning to study that in depth this school year. Last year we did study on the human body, but I'm not planning to do that this coming year. But when it comes to physical education, we participate in a homeschool meetup twice a month, and it is such an excellent time for my kids to have PE and gym time. But then also we go on all sorts of hikes, and my kids just participated in a Spartan Kids race. And so Emma just did a mile race a couple of weeks ago. And so that all is part of physical education for her this school year, and we will continue to do those things throughout the year. Next, I have foreign language. Now, every school year we do not do a foreign language. However, this year I am planning to do Spanish with my children. That being said, I have a Spanish curriculum that I kind of inherited bits and pieces of it from my mother whenever she was finished with homeschooling. I found almost the entire curriculum from another homeschool mom who was just getting rid of it, but I'm missing the first book, and I have searched high and low, and I cannot find the first book for this curriculum, and it's an important and vital piece to this Spanish curriculum that I have, and it's out of print. I've contacted the publishers. They no longer publish this. They don't have any way of getting me the information or the book. They now have moved to a subscription sort of setup for their curricula, and so we'll see. I know that our library has some Spanish programs that you can just check out of the library and work through, and so we may end up doing something like that. I would really love to find the missing book to the curriculum that I have, but we will see what happens with Spanish this coming school year. So next is fine arts, and we have music and art under fine arts. For music this year, Emma is taking bi-weekly piano lessons, and then she also participates in our church's choir and then the bells and chimes choir. And so she will be doing that again this coming school year. And then art. There will be a music and art electives class at our homeschool co-op that Emma will participate in this year. And so I'm really excited for her to be a part of that class because she absolutely loves art. She is really good at art. We'll see if we go ahead and pursue some sort of photography or videography, something with her this year. That might just look like checking books out of the library and just some one-on-one instruction, but I know that she's interested in photography and videography, and so we might just help her to pursue those passions a little bit this coming school year. So next is Bible. And for Bible here, I have the Answers in Genesis family devotional books, which we have been going through as a family, and we will continue going through this school year. So along with that, also, Emma is a part of a girls club. And this girls club sends a devotional book home with the girls at the beginning of the school year. And then they have the option of working through some of the devotions to earn a badge for their girls club. In the past several years, we haven't used those devotional books or gone through them or anything, but I think that this is a really good time to be growing in that skill. And so that's the plan for this coming school year. The last subject I have here is life skills, and I am not decided yet on what specific life skills that I want her to be learning and working on. I think a really just big goal and push for this year is going to be the reading fluency and the writing. I want her to have all of the tools that she needs to read fluently and to write well. Well, I hope you found this video to be helpful. If there is something that you are really excited about, then be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below and tell me all about it, because these are just ideas and these are just plans for our homeschool, but you might find something that is really awesome that other homeschooling mamas would like to have that information or would like to be, just told about it. So if there's something that you're excited about that you found, leave a comment below and let other homeschooling mamas know who are looking for ideas. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you again in my next video.